Welcome back. Residents of Westbury and nearby communities have taken to the streets demanding answers over Johannesburg's ongoing water crisis. Joburg Water had promised that supply would be restored within 10 hours, but soon after taps were turned on, they ran dry again, leaving obvious frustration there. Newzroom Afrika's Vuyolethu Yamba is following that story. And Vuyolethu, what residents have told you so far is that this is not a new challenge that they've been faced with for a very, very long time.
Yeah, true, Michelle. That's very true. Tensions are still very high this side. Michelle, we fully understand that this situation like this or incident like this took place not long time ago, where residents were saying now they want Joburg Water to respond to their grievances. That's why they took it to the streets. That was last week, and today we are back again covering the same thing. Residents are still asking for Joburg Water to give them clear answers about the situation of water. Has been happening for some time, Michelle. Maybe you might be hearing, what is that noise coming from right now? It's the South African Police Services. They are arriving for about 4 vans of South Africa. Oh, there's more. 2, 4, there's like 6 of them coming to this scene right now. Let me talk to some of the leaders here. So thank you so much for your time. I mean, this is something that has been happening for some time, where you as residents have been complaining about the water issues. How has the response been, or there has been any response with regards to this issue?
It is very clear there is a very lackluster response because the situation is still ongoing. The reality is that water, or the lack thereof, is actually affecting not just this community but the surrounding communities in this cluster on the West Rand. The problem now, I've heard a few people whisper that they are going to now take action against the trucks because there's an underlying understanding that there may be corruption. Because we know that there's been reports where the reservoirs had been ransacked, had been vandalized, for the simple reason that the guys are now using the trucks, getting tenders, and are filling the trucks and bringing it to the water as if they are doing the people a service. The people are murmuring, not myself. I've heard people say they are now going to take action against the trucks. So I'm maybe just saying to the truck owners, maybe you should think twice before sending the trucks into these communities, because there is a new move coming, from what I understand people are saying. Because they now know that there's corruption where people are on the take. And so now the anger is not just at the lack of water. You must understand water is a fundamental human right. The worst thing is the minute we stop paying rates and taxes, then the council is at our doors to come and knock down or lock us out or switch our water off or our lights, whatever. Stop paying water and rights, and then you'll see the reaction you get.
I mean, let's talk about the situation at hand. I believe maybe you understand that there is a water situation in Gauteng because of maybe vandalization, people vandalizing the structures, and yes, the infrastructure, thank you. And what's your view on that, and how long are you willing to wait as residents?
Our view, as you can see, the residents is no longer waiting, they're taking action. I might not agree with the type of action that our people are taking, but I cannot falter them. It's a cry for attention. Please help us, come to our aid. The problem is, and I'll say to you, you probably as the media know that just about a year ago, the media reported at length at how full our dams are. We had good rains. We don't have a water problem here in this country or in Gauteng. We have a corruption problem. You understand? And a poor infrastructure service where our infrastructure is not being maintained so that water can freely flow through the system and where billing can take place properly. You understand? We have what we have, the chaos theory. And the chaos theory says those who create chaos and anarchy, they stand to gain the most from it. You understand? This is by design. This problem is not a natural decaying of our infrastructure. No, this problem is by design. And the people has got wind of it now, and hence they are absolutely cross. They are tired of this problem. And now, this is the type of reaction you see. And people are refusing to remove. You see, the people has become immune to the police, to the shooting. They become immune to it. They say, let us rather die for a right cause. As you can see, everybody's still standing around. Nobody's running away, or even they were even applauding the police by saying that we don't want to fight you. Our fight is not with you. You guys are coming here and you want to scare us with your guns. Those guns and the uniforms and the cars they're driving is our taxes in the first place. They are civil servants. They are not our enemy. They are SAPS, South African Police Services. We are their clients. They are the civil servants.
In terms of water, I don't want us to focus more on South African Police Services, otherwise we will shift the whole thing. Now let's talk about the other side of this area. There is water. I've heard that there is an informal settlement on the other side of this area, and there is water. They have never experienced water issues. Your view on that?
That is the problem now, you see, because that's an informal structure, and if I were to be calling out a race, predominantly it's black people. Now obviously you look at our so-called colored people, what do you think is the logic? The default setting is racism against colored people, you understand? Can you fault us? Those people are getting water all the time, uninterrupted, while we are not getting the water. So logically we are saying it's discrimination against the so-called colored people. I represent the first Aboriginal and Indigenous people of Southern Africa. I'm here because I'm also a victim. Last night I tried to bath, I couldn't bath. So this morning I had to bath because I had to go to bed sweating. You understand, I had to use wet wipes just to be neat and tidy. But do we have to live like this? Is this where we're coming in the 21st century? Other countries are way, way ahead of us, and we're sitting still with yesteryear problems. We are worse off than apartheid. I want the politicians to hear, we are worse off than apartheid. You have failed us. All of you have failed us. And we will watch you at the ballot boxes. Watch, my vote is my secret, and I'm not going to cast it to who you think you're going to get it.
So now, it's going to be a long day for you, I'm assuming at this point, because there's a lot that is happening. What's your plan moving forward, only as residents?
We want water.
Look,
water.
Yeah, that's the logic default, sir. We want water. We all know we want water. The gentleman is asking what plan have you got? Now, here's the thing. Shouting and screaming, and that is not a plan, because we know that the government is immune to this type of setup. That's why they'll come, they'll send the police, they'll send the media, and tomorrow it will be over. They'll send water for 3-4 days, maybe 2 weeks, and the water's off again. So it's like we're playing tit for tat here. Now, I will try to maybe mobilize the leaders amongst myself and the people here to perhaps come up with a better strategy. Throwing stones and barricading the streets and all that, it's a strike, but it's an old-fashioned, and the government is already immune to it. We now need to do the litigation way. Yes, we are impoverished. A lot of our people are impoverished. Bulk of our people are sitting at home. If I was in a job right now, I wouldn't have been here. I'm a community worker now because I can't find a job. However, I'll do it with dignity. And the problem is we're having people being interviewed that can't even articulate themselves. I've come to speak on behalf of our people. And our people are tired of this discrimination against us. This is a human rights issue. And the Human Rights had a report out yesterday, and they mentioned this kind of problem. So we will make it a human rights issue, and we'll take it international, because that's the only way we see our government will take us serious. When we take this thing international and then they find they have diplomatic issues.
Thank you so much for your time. Well, as you can see, or you can hear, Michelle, frustrated residents are taking it to the streets now, saying that they want the government to come through and address this situation. It has been happening for some time, Michelle. As I said earlier, that last week they were doing the same. They were promised that water will be back, but today they are still back in the scene and doing the same thing, asking for government to come through and address the situation.